you know,
understood.
At a different level,
Morning, everybody.
Hi, Robin.
Finally woke up.
I feel the same way.
Well, I don't know how many cups I've had, but here it is. But it's 2:15 here. So
in the afternoon
I'm
or
way ahead of you when it comes to caffeine.
At night or morning?
Morning. No, it's afternoon. Yeah.
Oh, afternoon. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Morning.
Are you, Romany?
I'm good, Robin, and you?
All right. There's quite a few people on already. Hello, everybody.
But Cassidy is my new intern. Just hopped off.
Okay.
It's probably internet connection, you know, Demakatso.
Yeah.
Mosa is from Inspector Carr.
I think, I think Mr. Iqbal is from Pernas, if I'm correct.
Yes, but Iqbal has just hopped off. That's why I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe it's internet connection.
Or maybe he felt alone, only one from.
All right, but you, yeah. Nazreen is just joining us now. Cassidy is rejoining.
Well, the good news is our weather pattern has totally changed. It's as hot as hell, and it's actually beautiful. So
brilliant.
I took yesterday off because of the weather. It was just so beautiful.
Well, the general weather in Natal is the closest to Malaysia. If you start comparing weather between Malaysia and South Africa, Malaysia is permanently hot. I mean, you've been to Thailand, Robin, so you know.
Yeah.
It's basically the same deal.
Yeah. Durban has been freezing for the last 4 weeks now. So cold that, I mean, I actually went out and bought some jerseys because I don't have jerseys.
Oh yeah, I also don't own one for Malaysia. I now and then walk past the jacket that I last wore 5 years ago.
I have a traveling jacket, but I've been wearing it permanently over jerseys, you name it, and it's unusual for Durban.
I know really.
It's very unusual for Durban. Normally, you can have summer all the way around.
No, the winter is usually just like, you know, it's just that you wear a T-shirt instead of not wearing a T-shirt.
Good morning, Riyaz. Good morning, Nazrin. And LWO. Christo, how are you? I haven't spoken for a long time.
Fine, yourself?
Well, thank you.
Good.
Good afternoon, Riyaz.
Yeah, good afternoon, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You afternoon. That's going to be tricky for me to remember today. Afternoon on one side of the world and morning in Africa.
I actually logged in at 8 a.m. Malaysia time, and then I realized, oh no, it's actually South Africa time.
Yeah, I take the full blame, Riyaz, and I told Riyaz I owe him a coffee for making him wake up so early. So.
No worries.
Good morning, Christo. Nazrin. I think we're going to have really a lot of silent people today. Just get that feeling. We'll see. Nice to see everyone logged in so early.
I always thought your surname was Fresh. No, I see it's Fresh Her.
Okay, good. I don't know what to say about that. Morning, Krista. Nice to see you. Been a while. Your audio is off.
Okay, there's on.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's been a long while, like you said. I think we must chat more often.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah. I'm just making sure people have links that they need to have. So at the moment, we have Dirk, who is the liaison for Panas, and then Riaz, which is part of Dirk? Audio.
There we go. Common mistake. Riaz is a South African friend of mine, also living in Malaysia. He owns a business in Malaysia and is also part of a large business network. I know it's in South Africa as well, the Business Network International.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay.
And more importantly, he's a good guy.
Okay. If you say so.
Appreciate the compliment.
To me, that's way more important than a CV. So.
Yeah. It's always about attitude, isn't it? You know, I can teach people skills and I can teach people to do things, but it's your attitude. And I see it time and time and time again, over and over. Those that put the time in and that effort in get results, and those that just find excuses as to why they can't do something, just go around in that circle, not doing anything.
Yeah.
Let's see. So a lot of people are quite early today. I was hoping to, yeah, that's new. I see that people are reading the emails I see, because I said I'll open the room at 15:15 and people have started joining. So how long have you been in Malaysia for, Riaz?
On and off, I've been here about 6 years, going to 7 years. I actually came to Malaysia in 2011. Okay. And then at the end of 2013, I went to the UK. I lived there for 5 years and then came back to Malaysia in July 2018. Okay. So yeah, I've been back since, yeah.
Wow, so, what made you go to the UK?
Actually, my wife was doing a PhD. So she was studying at John Moores University in Liverpool. And then while she was studying there, I was working. So yeah, so we spent a good 5 years there almost.
Okay, so you prefer Malaysia, I take it, to the UK?
Well, because my wife is Malaysian. So
okay.
Yeah, and then obviously the weather here is much better. I mean, not that I like the humidity, but I just don't like being cold all the time.
Oh, how humid does it get there?
Oh, like you need to at least take a shower 2 or 3 times a day.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Then that reminds me of Bermuda.
Yeah, it's quite humid. I mean, like, even if you go out, you're going to come back dripping, you know?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the worst. I used to, like, you get in the shower and then you just finish showering and you already feel like you need another shower. I don't like that kind of. So you must be very close to the equator. Yeah, you are, aren't you? Or,
yeah.
Bermuda. Yeah, Bermuda's
it's a tropical climate. Yeah. So even when it rains, it's still hot.
Yeah, no. I remember we had no aircon, and all we could do was take buckets of ice and just put it there to put it by a fan to try and it was hot. I mean, I like Bermuda, but I don't think I can do the heat.
Yeah.
No.
Fortunately, we have air cons, so that's a big help.
Good morning, Freddie.
Morning, Roman. How are you?
Good morning.
Hi, Freddie.
Good.
How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Freddie.
We have met so many times now, Doug. I think we are happy.
Yes, yes.
I think when we leave this meeting, we'll say we are still in the meeting, because I know we're gonna meet soon.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, we should just keep our Zoom links on forever. Just meet.
Yeah,
all the
so
time.
hence I'm saying, I'll say, yeah, no, we are back.
Romani, I just want to welcome Jenny. She's an intellectual property lawyer in Malaysia, and she helps a lot of franchises to get registered.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, everyone. Good morning to those in South Africa.
Good morning.
It's humid here.
Good morning, Jen. Nice to meet you.
Thanks so much for inviting me to participate in this. Yeah, it is indeed a pleasure to meet everyone.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
Graham's with us. Asanda. Good morning, Asanda. Nice to see you.
Morning. How are you, Romani?
I'm well, thank you. Good, thank you.
Great. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Sanda.
Hi, Sanda.
Morning, Graham. And then we've got Azruddin. Good morning, Azruddin.
Azruddin is from Pernas, I believe. Azruddin, are you there?
No video on, so we wait. Maybe it's also connected.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Nazreen, are you there?
Hi, bro. I just came back.
Sure.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Nazreen. Great to see you again. Great.
Great to be here. Great to be here, Doug. Thank you.
Excellent. What else do we have?
Hi, Romani.
Good morning, Nazreen. How are you?
I'm fine.
Nice to see you again. It looks like we might have a morning where we can have a little bit of extended time because people are all saying they're sitting on the wall today being flies. Graham has just let me know that he's having audio microphone is not working, so he won't be engaging with us today. Patricia can't engage with us today. So yeah, a lot of silent people today. Good morning, Lebogang. So it might be very short networking today. Everyone wants to be flies on the wall. Excellent. Okay.
I see Hilal, CEO of Pernas, has joined. Hilal, can you hear us?
Yes, I do. I can hear you.
Good morning, Hilal.
Good morning.
Very welcome to you.
Thank you.
And Nilesh has also joined us. So, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this morning if everybody's going to be so quiet. We'll see how it goes. Freddie's asked me for 7 minutes. Now I'm thinking, thank you, Freddie, because I'm like, how am I going to fit in 7 minutes for so much?
I felt it in my bone that I'm going to need the 7 minutes.
Okay, good.
Have you got something on your heart this morning, Freddie?
Yeah, I've got an iron clock. It's ticking. So if I say,
understood. Freddie, I would love to quickly introduce you to Hilal, the CEO of Pernas.
Okay.
Hello. Hi.
Hilal, Freddie is the CEO of the Franchise Association of South Africa.
All right, great to meet you.
Hi, Hilal.
Hey.
You good?
Not too bad. Could be better.
Okay.
I wonder why it is that some people struggle to connect. I've got one person who's been trying to connect and I let them in the room and I don't know why they can't connect. It's really bizarre. So anyone got any skills there? Good. All right. Should we get started and wait for others to join while they're joining? So let's go. So I think everyone has lots to share today. Let's see. So good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to today's
morning
with FASA. Nice to see some regular faces and nice to see some new faces joining us this morning. And we've got very special guests all the way from Malaysia. And yes, so the format for today, I just want to remind everybody that these sessions are recorded and may be used for marketing purposes, but no private information will be shared. So just to let you know. So the format for today, I would like to ask everybody, if you can, please leave your cameras on when people are guest speaking, purely because it's nice for people it's nice for people to be able to, see someone at the end, at the other side of the screen. I mean, I've had it where I'm speaking to all these cameras turned off and it's just not the nicest experience. All right, so if you do not wish to introduce yourself, please do that. Just let me know in the direct message box so that I know not to introduce you. There's a lot of people flying on the wall today. They're going to be flies on the wall today due to either camera connectivity or microphone connectivity. And then we are going to also be sharing a feedback survey at the end of the event. Please ask everybody to complete the survey because it helps us to decide how we can improve this networking session for future events. So the next event is going to happen on the 7th of October. We're moving it to a Thursday morning. Around Thursday morning. So please invite your friends, franchisees, work colleagues, people that you think would benefit from a meeting like this, meeting others and learning new things, especially people who are interested in starting a business or want to get involved in business in some way. So the next event, as I mentioned, is on the 7th of October. It's going to be with Desmond Mashua from WRCTA, who is giving SMMEs a hand up, not a handout, to grow businesses through skills development. And then we've got Robin van Rensburg, who's going to chat about the process of funding and mechanisms for franchisors. Right, so in our networking session, what we're going to ask everyone to do is just to announce your name, where you're located, your company, and then you can share with us what's on your mind or what's the reason for you being here today. So you can also share something that you are working on, a project that you're working on, or challenges that you're facing, just so that everybody can get to meet each other and get a feel for one another. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start off with our CEO, Freddie Makato, who's going to introduce the session, and then followed by a little bit of networking where we can just exchange information, meet people, reconnect, see what everybody's up to, and let's take it from there. So Freddie, over to you.
Thank you, Romani, and thank you everybody for attending the session. We really appreciate it because this is one of our creative innovations where we will like to continue to engage with our members and non-members and entrepreneurs. As you have heard from the conference, that franchising is the bedrock of our economy, and we therefore wish to continue in that manner and sustain and maintain our stance of continuing to create employment, creating investment opportunities, and alleviating poverty in South Africa. But not only that, we also want to continue to form partnerships. As I was engaging with our members this week, as I'm doing, I could say I'm on the road show, even if I'm doing it online, but I'm on the road show because I'm meeting our members individually, just to introduce myself and just to understand their views on the association. Then one of the members requested me that maybe it is important that in every session we talk about what is FASA and what is its role. Because we have new and interested entrepreneurs who are on the platform, even if they've gone through their website, but they really want to know the real issue. What is FASA? So I'm going to take a minute or so just to indicate why FASA was formed 42 years ago. The association was formed as the franchisors then realized that it is important to level the playing field, where everybody, in order to protect the industry, they have to play according to certain rules. And the basic rule was ethical franchising, because they have realized that there's a tendency of some people to claim to be doing franchising, only to find that what they actually do is just to scam people out of their money And then that is why the association was formed, that if we want to say we are the franchising industry, we must operate our businesses and our relationship with the franchisees ethically, with intent to make, I'll say, money, because that's the intention. And that was just a way of saying that we don't want to bring the industry into disrepute. So hence we end up having the code of ethics. So that is the most important aspect of FASA. Then we have the add-ons, like this platform we are having. We had the expos when we didn't have COVID-19. We had personal conference attendances. Now we recently had the virtual online, which was very interesting. And I hope the majority of you guys attended the conference and you were at the express that we had. But I also want to talk about the partnerships. As we go along, we are formalizing our partnerships with our partners. We have the Soweto business collaboration. We just had contact with the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, and we're gonna meet with them again because we want them to help fund the up-and-coming entrepreneurs. We are also in contact with SIFA, Small Enterprise Business Funding. We also have contact with the Gauteng Economic Development. So I'll just mention a few. Now we have cemented our relationship with Inan, which has been going on for far too long. And now we have managed to get to terms with CITA. Today, we are going to put out a committee of experts who will help us to draw our training manual, which will be accredited by government. So watch that space. We also shared information about the relief funds provided by government. Insofar as the routines and unrest were concerned, you can go to our website, you'll get that. But most importantly, as the Franchise Association of South Africa, we have started a social initiative where we encourage the public and our members to contribute into that fund so that we can help some of our businesses and partners who have fallen victim of the riots. Finally, we will be starting a process of coordinating information insofar as preparing the e-manual is concerned. As you know, we are no longer printing the manual. Kindly bear with us and we will appreciate your cooperation. Thank you very much. Enjoy the session and continue to grow your businesses. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Freddie. So thank you everyone for that. Now we're going to hand over to the networking session. This is where you get a chance to introduce yourself, let us know what's on your mind, or let us know a project that you're working on. Use this opportunity to kind of raise brand visibility. You know, with so many businesses out there, you don't know who's in business and who's out of business. These are opportunities where we get to remind others we are in business still. And you never know somebody who's sitting in this room who may know or use a service that you may need or have in the future. So let's begin with Robin van Rensburg. Remember to unmute yourselves.
Always close. I'm Robin van Rensburg, Franchise in a Box. We do franchise consulting. I work mainly with startup brands, which is quite a difficult one because often it involves net turnaround, because sometimes they think their business is ready for franchising, but they're not always ready. So we take the process of helping doing that. We also roll out the stores. We help them to find some franchisees, although that's not our core business, but we do a lot of training as well. So if a franchisee needs training, often the franchisee needs training more than the franchisees. So it's quite fun. The one thing I can say is happening is the market is seeming to open up very nicely. There's a lot more confidence in the market for some reason, which I'm really glad about, because we went through all the riots and stuff and everything fell flat after that. But it's now picking up again and everything's coming back to normal. Thank you.
Thank you. Carl Schultz.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Carl Schultz. I'm from World Class Coach. Our focus is mainly around business growth. And maybe I can mention one of the projects we're working on now. Based on where we are right now, we're entering the last quarter of the year, the final quarter. And I'm finding that there are a lot of businesses that are struggling to come back from COVID, from lockdown, from looting, from all that kind of stuff. And so we've initiated a project called Business Breakthrough, where we focus mainly on 3 areas. We focus on marketing, we focus on sales, and we focus on customer service, leading into this last quarter of the year to turn your business around and get you back on track. Thank you, Romany.
I like that. Right, Krista Bester.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Romany. My name is Krista Bester. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the LWO Employers Organization. To give some bit of background of our organization, we are the counterpart of a trade union. And I think what we do is we assist employers, especially in labor law. And I think it's quite important for franchisors and franchisees to understand that although you have an agreement with the franchisor on all your terms and conditions to comply with, one must not forget that there is also a long list of legislation that an employer needs to comply with. And that's what we do for employers in the industry. So we assist you with trade union activities, we assist you with CCMA cases. In general, we assist you to that you are compliant with labor law in South Africa. Thank you very much, Romany.
Thank you. Frans van der Kalf.
Morning, my name is Frans, and I do some consulting in retail and in and franchising, mostly on the into Africa. So I was part of, my background is Pick and Pay franchising, and I was part of opening many supermarkets on the continent outside of South Africa in various countries. So that's my passion. I also do some academics, and I'm hoping that we can get together a good practical franchise course. I'm at Henley Business School and also at UJ School of Management. And nothing would make me happier than to see something we put together that can bring aspirant franchisees into the academic environment and then out to practice it in the real environment, back for some theory and back into the environment. So that's another passion of mine. Good to be here.
Thank you, Frans. We should have a discussion. I think there's quite a few projects and people working on building aspiring franchisees. It's a definite need in the market.
Yeah.
Asanda. Someone's got their, just mute yourselves, please.
Right. Hi, guys. I'm Asanda. Asanda Makabuka. I'm based, located in the Eastern Cape. My company is called Chicken Bar. So we just recently were a new member of FASA. You know, we turned a bad experience out of the franchisee before, you know, turned that around. And after going to high court and all of these things, defranchising, we started our own brand. It's been a couple of years now. And yeah, so what we're working on, I mean, with every company that I do start, we always accredit with CAT-CETA, with the specific CETA. So I think Freddie mentioned it. So we're accredited with the CAT-CETA. We're also in the process of accrediting with the Food Bev CETA. In fact, we're finalizing that next week. And yeah, look, I mean, we as a company, we do grilled chicken, but we also do South African street food, which we're trying to obviously alleviate by using, you know, top end ingredients to take to market. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what we do. And we are just, I'm trying to grow the business, get franchisees, and yeah, just run a very successful business. Yeah, thanks.
It's okay. Thank you very much. Shazlina. So Graham Fortain is from Shopcall. He can't introduce himself this morning due to microphone problems. I just want to check if Shazlina wants to introduce herself. So Graham is saying, I'm on the mute today due to technical issues. By nature, I'm an entrepreneur, and one of my current projects is appointing global resellers to sell our video commerce solutions, which is a global first. Tech solutions. The solution is an extensive e-commerce and allows businesses to virtually invite customers to their business and trade with them. Sorry, I'm just trying to find as if their customers are physically in the business. So that is Graham. Nilesh.
Thank you, Romani, and good morning, everyone. Lovely to be here. So my name is Nilesh. I have a background in technology, so I worked at IBM. I moved to PwC doing IT strategy and governance consulting. I then moved to Sasol and was in various disciplines. So I headed up information security at Sasol. I then moved into the enterprise risk management space, where we looked at all the top risks for the board. I then went into digital strategy and business agility, and I led the Center for Excellence for Agile. I then decided to start my own company where I was consulting around these things, and then COVID hit. Consulting slowed down a lot. And then I decided to do something completely different and start my own tech business. So we're working, and what we've built is a really cool platform, which is a chatbot. And what we wanted to do is be able to bring a will and testament to the marginalized. So we decided to use WhatsApp to begin with. And the idea was at 29 Rand, you could use WhatsApp as a chatbot, and it takes you through the process almost like a lawyer, and then at the end you get a professional will delivered into your email. So we're fairly new in terms of this space. We're not lawyers per se, but we've got our templates ratified by Fuskin attorneys, and we're just trying to start penetrating the market a little bit more at the moment, while still trying to do some consulting on the side.
Okay, thank you, Nilesh. Thank you for that.
Sorry, the platform is called Goodwill, by the way.
Okay, thanks. It's good to know. It's good to know. Right, let's go to Riaz.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I'm Riaz. I'm specializing in web development. So basically what we focus on is entire web strategy. So usually businesses will either come to us saying we need a new website, or sometimes businesses will come to us and say we need help with our Facebook marketing or social media. And at times it's actually not one thing or the other. So what we like to do is then sit down with the client and have what we call a discovery session to understand all the things that they are currently doing online, what tools they have in place, what platforms they're utilizing. And then we look at the analytics, and then we come up with a strategy of what the client actually needs. Sometimes it's not the website. They might think it's their website, but it's not their website. So with this discovery session, we help them understand their target market, their audiences, which platforms their audiences are hanging out on, and so on. And then we develop a marketing plan going forward to help them target those markets. And even if they want to penetrate new markets, we help them with a strategy for that. So yeah, it's around web development and digital marketing. So that's what we specialize in. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mazian.
Mazlan.
Hi.
Mazlan. Oh, sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Just wondering, is it me or? Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Mazlan. I'm actually part of the delegation from Malaysia here. We have a few of us here, including my CEO, who will be addressing the audience very soon. And we also with Dirk there, Dirk Kossi, and also from the High Commission, South African High Commission here in Malaysia. So we are glad to be here. Just a bit on, of course, my CEO will go into detail on what we do and everything. Basically, we are Pernas in Malaysia. We are spearheading the franchise development in Malaysia. We are into all aspects of promoting the industry. So we are creating awareness. We are providing training, education. We are trying to get more people into franchising, increasing the number of franchisees, increasing the number of franchisors in Malaysia. When we talk about increasing the numbers of franchisors in Malaysia, it includes developing the local brands into franchise expansion mode, and also trying to identify foreign brands that have interest to enter Malaysia, to be expanded and developed in Malaysia, and also maybe Southeast Asia per se. So basically, that's our role, to promote franchise in Malaysia, and also to promote our brands overseas, maybe to South Africa, and also trying to identify good brands from South Africa to come to Malaysia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Laurence Miller.
Ready?
We got you, yes. Laurence?
Hi, good morning. Sorry, I'm having some bandwidth issues and I'm trying to get things so that it works. My name is Laurence Muller. I work closely with Robin van Rensburg on the layouts of the stores. I work for a couple of various franchisors looking after the designs that they need for the shops as they roll them out, and I help to put these stores together and make sure that we do it as cost effectively as possible. Also try and give the best possible design for flow and kitchen, because two rooms are not necessarily the same. Water points, electrical points all present challenges. And that's before you even start going through the ceilings to put the extractions in. I specialize in restaurants, mainly QSR restaurants, that kind of thing, but we do anything in terms of architecturally what you would require for buildings and store layouts, tenant fitments, and so forth. Thank you.
Jenny.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much, Mani, for introducing me or asking me to introduce myself. First of all, I would like to thank everyone, for this opportunity. First of all, mainly to Dirk for inviting me. My name is Jenny Wong, and I'm a lawyer, IP lawyer and franchise lawyer based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. At the moment, I'm working from home. As you can see, my backdrop is my garden, right? So, and well, I do a lot of franchise advisory work, assisting foreign owners to register their franchise registration in Malaysia, because in Malaysia, we do have our Franchise Act 1998. We do have the registration requirement, piloting requirement, continuing obligations requirement. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have on your franchise issues in Malaysia before you want to expand to Malaysia. In Malaysia, we are also a member of Madrid Protocol. So it's very useful if you want to expand your trademark filing in Malaysia. We use, although Bahasa Malaysia is our national language, English is widely spoken in Malaysia, and the documents, even your franchise agreements in English, are acceptable for filing with the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs. They do have very good, MyFax is their platform where you could actually get registration. So you may want to check out MyFax if you want to expand your business to Malaysia. Yeah. And I do contribute publications like Getting Through the Deal, Lexology on franchise. So if you Google, if you want some information on Malaysia, you could actually get that information. And you could also access our Malaysian Franchise Association website. It's full of resource materials, so I think it would be very helpful for people in South Africa who would like to expand to Malaysia. Yeah, so yeah, that's all.
Mpala.
Good afternoon. I have internet problems. Let me just try. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I've been having internet challenges the whole day, actually. I'm Makla Logodi from the South African High Commission in Malaysia. I deal with trade relations between the two countries. We help and facilitate anything that is linked with economic development of both of the countries. So if anyone needs any information regarding Malaysia and how to expand, together with the Malaysian delegation that's already in the meeting, and me are ready to help you with any questions that you may have and link you up with the appropriate people in your sector. So I will drop in my details so anybody can contact me at any time so we can uplift each other together. Thank you.
Thank you. Azradeen. Azradeen or Eran Sokra?
Eran Sokra, that's me. Yeah, you know me. I'm going to present later, so I'll just get a brief today. Right now, I'm Eran. I'm head of marketing for CocoHub.ai, a bot building, no-code bot building platform for voice, video, and textual chatbots. I'll talk later about. I'm very happy to be here and to meet everybody, and I hope that a lot of collaborations will be here, will stem from here. We have a lot of businesses in a lot of different verticals, from HR to solar energy, from education to healthcare. So our platform is very versatile, and you can do basically just about anything with it.
Thank you. Dimakatso Selavelli. Oh, he's not here. Dimakatso.
Morning, everyone. My name is Dimakatso. I'm currently training to become a life skill coach, and my niche market is the school leavers and the school that have the children that have just started high school, and those people that they feel they need a change professionally and personally. Thank you. That's me.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to mention some messages for people that don't have sound. Lebocheng, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, but just a quick thing. Patricia Manchin is saying, hello, everyone. She's on mute since she has a cold. She's the head of the Academy of Life Coaching and a facilitator for Access Bars Consciousness. So another few people just to introduce themselves quickly, which they're part of the Malaysian group as well. Who have we left out that I need to introduce? Please remind me. Romana says that she's having audio problems, cannot connect. Hilhal, you want to introduce quickly? And Nazreen.
Yeah, can I introduce myself?
Go for it.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Romani, for organizing this together with Dirk. Thank you very much, the CEO of FASA. It was great to hear from my counterparts here in Malaysia, especially from Pernas, Mazlan. I'm a business associate of Dirk. I have quite an extensive entrepreneurial experience. Previously, I was with a government-linked company. What excites me about today's discussion is how we can actually strengthen our ties with South Africa, and I'm very sure we are looking forward towards it not only on a trade exchange but a social cultural exchange as well. So thank you very much, Romani, for letting me introduce myself.
Thank you. Lebocheng.
Hello. Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right,
yes, we can.
Good morning. I'm having trouble with my camera, but I would just have to say thank you for this opportunity and platform for us to meet and network. My name is Lebocheng Adams. I'm from South Africa, based in a township in Pretoria. I work for an organization that's called P&A, Panda Digital Marketing Agency, which provides social media management, social media advertising, as well as digital advertising services for small to medium enterprises. I also volunteer for a nonprofit organization that assists township-based and small businesses in different communities with access to capital and access to different tools that they can utilize to become better businesses in their respective communities. So yeah, that's basically what I'm involved in.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start our first session, which is just quickly, just let me go and have a look at that. Okay, so we are going to be starting our first session, which is Meet Malaysia, which is expanding in Southeast Asia, opportunities for franchise companies to develop in Southeast Asia. So our guest speakers are Dave Malcolmson, the High Commissioner of South Africa to Malaysia, Gil Hell, which is the CEO of Parnas, and then Dirk Coetzee, who is the liaison to South Africa. I'm going to hand over to Dirk, who will run the next session for the next half hour to discuss what's happening in Malaysia.
Thank you so much, Romani, and it's a privilege to see everybody. Special mention to Nazreen and the Parnas team and everybody from the High Commission, as well as friends in Malaysia that's originally from South Africa, such as Riaz. So happy to see all of you together here. First thing that I need to mention is, I always say this when I talk to a crowd from both South Africa and Malaysia, is that I proudly contributed to the Malaysian population. And it's not just a joke, because that is my purpose. Of course, my son is half Malaysian and half South African. And my purpose in life is to show the best of both worlds to my son. South Africa has a lot to offer, such as a robust franchise sector, and the same with Malaysia. And you will hear later from Hilal, the CEO of Parnas, that will gladly explain what Malaysia has to offer in terms of franchise offering and support to franchisors. And then you will also hear from His Excellency Dave Malcolmson, the SA High Commissioner to Malaysia, and he will also explain the support, the high level of support that the embassy offers to whomever wants to come over to Malaysia. But firstly, it's always my personal obligation to share something to the crowd that might be of personal value. And secondly, I will go into depth on what I personally believe Malaysia has to offer South African businesses and especially franchises. So if you would humor me, imagine Tarzan. We all know Tarzan, and he is going from rope to rope. You can imagine him as you like. For Tarzan to completely grab onto the next rope, he has to let go of the previous one. If not, he will get stuck in the middle. Due to COVID, due to many other factors, that is where many businesses are, many franchises are. We are stuck in the middle, and the reason is we forget to let go of the past. For future progression, we need to completely let go of the past and only learn from the past. Not use the past to blame each other, not use the past to focus on negative aspects, but purely to learn from it so that we can progress into the future. That's the reason why most companies, or a reason, there's many factors contributing to it, but that's a reason why many individuals, many companies, many franchises get stuck because they don't let go of the past. And we focus on things that we like, such as having extremely long meetings without outcomes, etc., at the expense of our business growth. So that's the personal note I wanted to share or give to all franchisors and to each individual sharing today, is that only refer back to the past to learn from it. That's a piece of advice that might be unasked for advice, but I just wanted to share that. Then secondly, I want to focus on what I see as great opportunities for South African businesses and especially franchises in Malaysia. Now, traditionally, And on average, South African businesses and franchises with an appetite for international expansion has focused on the European markets and the American markets. And rightfully so, because there is synergy, similar cultures in certain respects. But often the case is they retract, come back to South Africa and realize that the operational cost might have been too high in some cases. And that's mainly what I see in Malaysia as a great advantage for franchisors coming over. Irrespective of what franchise offering you have, normally your main cost, unless you totally operate your franchise online, normally your main costs are twofold. One, your rental, and number two, your staff. And that is really affordable in Malaysia compared to the European markets as well as the American markets. You would be extremely surprised what excellent rental prices and terms you can get currently, and at the same time, how affordable staff is in general. That forms the basis of your franchise expansion. And that is the third thing that I need to mention about Malaysia. An ideally suited business hub for Southeast Asian expansion. So what I would like to ask and put to the crowd today is, would you like market access to 650 million people plus? If you would like that, you can hold hands with myself, with the High Commission of South Africa, and definitely Pernas is there to assist you and help you through every aspect of your journey, from business registration to funding, whatever your needs are, as long as you meet the criteria, of course. And with that, I would love to hand over to Hilal, the CEO of Pernas. And just a short bio on Hilal. Hilal has had a long career in finance, starting in the banking sector. And then he became a fund manager in the venture capital sector, and also was involved in Khazanah, the Malaysian sovereign fund. And he's currently the CEO of Pernas, and Pernas offers end-to-end solutions to franchisors and franchisees, and is tasked with the development of franchising, as well as the funding of franchising in Malaysia and beyond. And with that, I always mention something personal because it's easy to recite a CV. I would just like to extend my thank you to Pernas and especially CEO Hilal for being so open in our discussions and being so supportive. And that's what you will experience when you come to Malaysia from both Pernas and the High Commission of South Africa in Malaysia. And with that, I would love to hand over to CEO Hilal.
Thank you very much, Dirk. Thank you, Romani. To Freddie Magato, the CEO of PASA, and everyone here. We are very pleased and very privileged to be here today. Thank you very much for a quick introduction, Dirk, about Pernas and about Malaysian market. I think you've covered so much that I will just talk about Pernas. I'll give a quick introduction. I have I prepared some slides actually to go through. If the slides are not Romani, if it is not possible, then I'll just verbalize, yeah?
You are able to share screen. You do have permission to share your screen.
All right. Wondering, is it on the screen now?
Yes, it's on the screen.
All right. Okay, just a quick background of Pernas. Pernas is a company. We are incorporated under the Companies Act. We are majority owned by the Ministry of Finance, Minister of Finance, Incorporated Malaysia. The purpose of Malaysia, we were incorporated way back in 1969. So this year, November, we are 52 years old. Initially, our mandate is to actually as a investment holding company for the government. 1998, Franchise Act was introduced to Malaysia. In 2004, Pernas was tasked to spearhead the development of franchise businesses in Malaysia. So this is our house chart. Our vision, of course, and mission is just to become the premier corporation for franchise entrepreneurship and excellence. We need to develop the sustainable business model. We have three strategic trusts. The first one is the development strategic trust, where we provide training, we provide consultancy, and we provide advisory for businesses, for entrepreneurs who wants to make their businesses into franchise business. The middle trust, this is our core bread and butter. We provide financing for access to finance for the market, for both the franchisors and for to be franchisees. Also, we invest in companies, those companies who are highly leveraged, unable to raise some more loans from the bank, with potential of going to the Bursa for listing. We also invest in companies who has a lot of growth potential. So these are the core trusts of Pernas. This is the companies or subsidiaries that we have under Pernas. At the holding company, Pernas, our mandate is pretty much developmental. We do have businesses. We are the master franchise of Gloria Jeans, a brand name from Australia. We are the master franchise for Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, and Myanmar. Big 19 is a local household brand, homegrown brand that we built together with a local entrepreneur. Now we own 100% of 1901. It is actually a very nice hot dog push cut style of food and beverages. The VC Anugrah is another strategic or developmental investment that we have. This is for groceries, really for the household market. And PNS ASQ Asia is a joint venture with a Saudi company. It is Oriental perfume business. We are 51%. It is not a franchise business. This is the only first and only business that they have in the region. So we are supposed to promote the brand name of Abdul Samad Qureshi. So those are the businesses that we have under Pernas. Again, the three trusts that I mentioned earlier. On the services side, we also have a franchise institute. And the franchise institute, we provide trainings, we provide advisory and the franchise institute for entrepreneur to be for entrepreneurs who wants to turn their business into franchise business. On the financing side, we have financing for, as I mentioned just now, for the franchisor, pre-franchisor, and then for the franchisee. And then real estate is very much of byproduct from the financing. Again, the overarching statement of Pernas is actually to assist Malaysian entrepreneurs. So real estate is a byproduct where most of the entrepreneurs in Malaysia, they have difficulty in getting strategic location, and then for them to acquire a strategic location require another real estate kind of investment. So what we do, we buy the property and then we lease it to them with a certain period. They have an option to buy back. So this is what we call a facility of rent to own. You can rent until after a certain period, typically 10 to 15 years, they have an option to buy. On the third side of our pillar, which is investment, we have equity. Of course, we have subsidiaries. This is the interesting part on the equity and the subsidiary part. As I mentioned just now, the Gloria Jeans are businesses that we acquire from abroad. So the role of Pernas in promoting franchise in Malaysia, we have this dual role. We export the homegrown franchise brand names to overseas, as well as we import international brand names into Malaysia. So as Dirk mentioned, 650 million population in Southeast Asia. Malaysia is very strategic, located within the Asian dragons, Singapore to our south, Thailand to our north, and Indonesia is just 1 hour away from Malaysia. So Malaysia is a very strategic location if you want to enter into Southeast Asian market. So Philippines is also another 2 hours away from Malaysia. And the last division in the third pillar is treasury. So we have our fund management in treasury, also revenue generating income for us. We started way back in 2004, as mentioned. Over the 17 years, we have approved about 450 million worth of financing to 2,061 entrepreneurs. So we do from franchise businesses. We also assist people doing licensing. And BIT stands for Business in Transformation. This is where the pre-franchisor entrepreneurs, smallish from micro to SMEs kind of businesses. We assist them in BIT is pretty much like incubator. So we put them in incubator. We assist them. We train them. We form them into a sustainable business model from the hygiene perspective, marketing, promotion, branding, digitalizing, and whatnot. So we prepare those companies, and then they become a franchisor. So far, we have gave birth to 5 franchisors coming out from our BIT. Yeah, so we do BIT, and then others. This is where the rent to own real estate property kind of investment or financing that we provide. This year we started off. We started 2 projects. Project Be Your Own Boss. This is typically for the current market. This is very relevant now, where the pandemic has actually hit us hard. We see a rising number of employment. A lot of people being redundant. Some of the businesses they have to close down, and even entrepreneurs looking at getting a new lease of life. So this Be Your Own Boss is a program for the unemployed or the fresh graduates that not getting any job offer. Job offer is very scarce at the moment. So we prepare a very structured program for 4 weeks. We provide entrepreneurship program for people who wants to take on entrepreneurship as their profession. So also in here, I want to highlight that in our National Entrepreneurship Program 2030, one of the objectives is to actually change the narrative. In the past, entrepreneur has in Malaysia, entrepreneurship is a second choice of profession. You know, if you can't get employment, you turn to becoming an entrepreneur, be your own boss. But we want to change that narrative. We want to say that, you know, that's a preferred choice of profession, being an entrepreneur. So that's a program. It's a 4 weeks program of turning people into training them to become entrepreneur. And then at the end of 4 weeks, we provide them with a slew list of franchise businesses that they can pick up. They can any business that they like. We will provide them with financing up to 90% for 5 years. So it is a program that is gaining traction now in Malaysia. We are looking at targeting, focusing on 1,000 people for 2020, 2021. And then on the right side, we have this accelerator program. This is the business in transformation I mentioned just now. It is the incubator. What accelerator really means is we want to pick all those highly potential businesses. We put them on a fast track, and then we accelerate the process of getting them into becoming a franchisor. So this year we are targeting 5 to become a franchisor by this year. At the moment, we are looking at potentially 8 businesses that will become a franchisor under our BIT program. So the next project that is coming very soon is another project. It's a project Next, where we will bring all these homegrown businesses abroad regionally. So that's the proof of the pudding, to be able to export all these homegrown businesses regionally. So this is basically some of international brand names and mostly local brand names. We have about 1,000 franchise businesses registered in Malaysia, about 60% of which are international franchise business, 40% is local. These are among others local and international brand names that closely working with us. So we like to invite all those franchise businesses to come to Malaysia. Here we are, like Doug mentioned, we'll try to assist you from end to end. Do not worry about getting franchisees, because we have a Be Your Own Boss program. I'm looking at increasing the numbers moving forward. We have financing for the franchisees. We also have financing for the franchisors who wants to come over. For businesses who wants to come into Malaysia, we have, like my other colleague mentioned about Malaysia Franchise Association. We can assist on the G2G basis. We have our agencies to help you to establish yourself here in Malaysia, and then we help you to establish yourself in the local market. With that, I thank you very much. I thank Romani, thank FSA, FASA for giving us the opportunity to introduce ourselves here. We are very privileged. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just want to know, is franchising regulated, or do you have is it like we have here, just an association, or is there a controlling body that you have to register to as a franchise?
Franchise is regulated in Malaysia. We have a Franchise Act 1998. It was only revised very recently, I think in 2012, revised. Yes, correct. You need to register yourself, and we have a registrar of franchise under another agency, another ministry of, and we are under Entrepreneurship Department, but there's another ministry that is
domestic trade.
Domestic trade, yeah.
And consumerism.
Right. So yes, you need to register with them before you get the franchise license in Malaysia.
Thank you.
Can you stop screen share and hand over Dirk? I think it's Dave.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Hilal, for all of the information, and message to all franchisors from South Africa. There's real programs that you can benefit from by PANAS. So just contact us. And now it's my sincere privilege to introduce you to the High Commissioner of South Africa to Malaysia, His Excellency Dave Malcolmson. Now, I must admit, with this Afrikaans tongue, it got tied when I tried to pronounce some positions that His Excellency have held before. And I had to learn words such as plenipotentiary. So the High Commissioner was Minister Plenipotentiary to Beijing and has had a very exceptional and long career starting in 1991 with the Department of Foreign Affairs, and he was also on the African Renaissance Task Force. But yet again, I'm not really into reciting CVs. It's more about the man, and the man has been extremely supportive. There's around about 150 South African families in Malaysia, and I think all of them can attest to the high level of support of the local High Commission. And also, you will enjoy that support when you come over as a business and or franchise. Before I get my tongue tied again with words such as plenipotentiary, I'd just love to say that over to High Commissioner Dave Malcolmson.
No, thank you very much, Dirk, and thank you, Romani, CEO Hilal, and the members of the Franchise Association of South Africa for this opportunity to interact. Good afternoon from a warm Malaysia and a good morning to a very cold South Africa, I believe. My apologies that you had to swap the program around for me, but I have just been in a session dedicated to South Africa as part of the Malaysia International Halal Showcase. And yesterday I also participated in an ambassadors session panel at the World Halal Business Conference, both these activities being part of the Global Halal Week. The fact that we were invited by the Malaysian authorities to participate in these activities, I think, illustrates the potential and opportunities of economic cooperation between our two countries, especially in the halal sector, as well as the willingness and the desire of Malaysia to expand their engagements with South Africa as a trade and investment partner. Today, really, I have a very simple task of conveying three messages. First, there are many exciting opportunities, as you've heard, for South African franchises in Malaysia and wider afield in the Southeast Asia region, particularly now that South Africa has signed the agreement on amity and cooperation with ASEAN. Second, the Malaysian authorities, as evidenced today by the presence of the CEO of PANAS, are ready to welcome South African franchises in this market. They want us here. Thirdly, we as the South African High Commission, working in partnership with such as PANAS, the Ministry of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives, the Ministry of International Trade and Industry, MATRADE, and the Halal Development Corporation, stand ready and are committed to helping you facilitate a smooth entry into this market. South Africa and Malaysia have a long history and culture together, and we enjoyed very close relations during the 1990s into the early 2000s. However, for a number of reasons, our partnership has not been as vigorous for a few years now, and I think it's high time that we renew our mutually beneficial friendship. We are a country that values its historical and cultural links with Malaysia, and our Cape Malay and Muslim communities bear testament to this. These early contacts can also be seen in some of our cuisine like babuti, and also in some of the words we use, such as blatjan and aspak. Distinguished participants, as I said, Malaysia welcomes the South Africa franchises sector. There is a recognition that the franchise sector in South Africa is well developed and ranks highly amongst other countries around the world. They've witnessed the role that South African franchises have played in the African and Middle East markets, and even in a country such as Singapore. They recognize there's much we can learn from each other in terms of best practices and experiences in various fields, including entrepreneurship and training modules. There is also much we have in common if one compares Malaysia's Bumiputra policies and our BBBEE policies, as well as our common concentration on supporting the development of SMMEs, women and young people in business. As a result, South Africa was one of only 3 countries that Parnas visited in 2005 on a study tour to gain learnings from others. In Parnas, we have a partner that has both the mandate and the willingness to foster collaboration and to provide an entry point and support for South African companies wishing to enter the Malaysian market. In terms of ease of doing business, breaking perceptions of difficulty in the market, providing incentives and facilitation, removing barriers and bureaucratic hurdles, mitigating risks, and protecting IP, trademarks, and copyright. A full list of requirements can be provided to interested companies to see them through the process of entering the market and establishing themselves, before eventually expanding further into countries in the region, such as Indonesia, using Malaysia as the hub. The issues around halal certification can also be navigated if that is the path that you choose, but there are also non-halal options, for example, restaurants that wish to serve alcohol. In companies such as Nando's and Sanlam, you have examples from South Africa that have successfully established themselves in Malaysia and that you can consult as resources. In Dirkutsia, you have a South African based in Malaysia that can provide further advice and support. Lastly, as a suggestion from my side going forward, we would certainly welcome if Parnas and FASA were to explore the possibility of signing an MOU on collaboration and cooperation. In conclusion, thank you once again for this opportunity to interact, and I trust that this will be the start of a long and fruitful collaboration that is mutually beneficial to all of us, including the possibility that these relationships will also result in Malaysian investment in franchising in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Got my mute on. Thank you, everyone. I just want to thank you to Parnas and to thank you to Malaysia and the High Commission, everyone, for introducing what the Malaysian Opportunity is. Does anyone have any questions for our Malaysian guests this morning? Carl.
Yes, thank you, Ravani. Thanks, everybody, Dave and Halil and Dirk. Just one question maybe, and it's around timing. With the current situation and COVID-19 and lockdown and all that kind of stuff, what does timing look like in terms of us coming over and looking at starting or introducing our franchise to your country? Anybody got any advice on that? Is it the right time to start looking now? Should we hang back a little bit? Are you like us going in and out of lockdown? That might cause some problems with regards to, you know, plans and movement and that kind of thing.
If all I can, sorry, Mazlan. I'm happy Mazlan wants to answer this difficult question, then I don't have to.
We're going to have the same answer anyway. Okay. So basically, of course, we are looking at we are taking it a pandemic to an endemic where, you know, we have to go on with our life and live with it, or hopefully we don't have to live with it, but then we have to go forward. in terms of vaccination in Malaysia, we are at 70% of our adult population. So on the at least there's 2 doses. I think everybody is aware of it. Those are on one dose is around 86%. So hopefully we're going to get our herd community protection by sometime end of September or early October. We are easing up our whatever restriction on movement control and all that. So if you ask me, I think it is a good start now, at least, you know, to engage and change of information and between both parties here. And then just nice, we coming to November, October or first quarter, then we can start. I think we're going to be, the traveling and all that will be more easier and will be open to international. Also locally, there's, I mean, a very strong indication that we are easing up in terms of movement control and everything. So it's a right time to engage and change of information, getting start to know each other. We can always do this online. And on the, you know, physical embracing of each other, I think we can take it, I don't know, maybe first quarter, but it's a good time to start. And if you want to,
yeah,
yeah, it's time today.
I just want to add to what Mazlan has said, Carl. I totally concur with what he has said. I think the planning stage should be now, because the window of opportunity in terms of what I have mentioned, very affordable rentals, is not always going to be there forever, etc. There's many other aspects that we need to address and look through and vet. So if you have a keen interest and appetite for Southeast Asian market expansion, now is the time to explore, do the initial groundwork.
Thank you. No, definitely, I think we need to look at that. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Anyone else have a question? You can just raise your hand. There's an option to do so. Fred has a question for us.
Yes, in fact, I also posted it on the chat, but it was more directed to Dave. What is the general attitude of Malays towards foreign-owned businesses? And what is the level of security confidence insofar as that is concerned towards foreigners?
No, thank you very much, Mr. Makhato. I think that's a very good question. What I've discovered in Malaysia is that in many respects, they are very similar to South Africa. So for South Africans coming from an environment where we have the BBBEE requirements, Malaysia has a very similar set of requirements around what they call the Bumiputra policy, which is the need to have the inclusion of Malays in the economy here and to develop businesses in partnership with Malays. So as long as, just as an investor coming to South Africa needs to be aware of the regulations around BBBEE, coming to Malaysia, you would also need to be aware of the regulations around the Bumiputra aspects. But, you know, being a South African, those are not aspects that are alien to us. They're definitely aspects that we can abide with and work with. As I said in my presentation, perhaps the best would be to speak to a business like Nando's that has already entered this market and see how they've navigated the local policies and regulations and whether there were any impediments in that regard. But what I've picked up is that I've not heard any South African who's involved in business here complaining about any negative attitudes, complaining about any impediments that they really experienced in terms of abiding by local Malaysian regulations and rules and legislation. So, you know, that's my take on it. I don't know if Hilal or Nazreen or Mazlan would like to say anything over and above that.
Your Excellency, can I add something? Mr. Freddie Makato, I was just about to reply to your message to the High Commissioner in the chat. I'm very grateful so you verbalize it. Being a Malay and a Malaysian, this is what I can tell you. I'm in partnership with Dirk. Malays, the general attitude as a Malaysian, we are welcoming to all sorts of investments or partnerships from all over the world, as long as it's ethical, and I think at the same time also that is what South African businesses will welcome people like us to go over. I think the general attitude, and I think the High Commissioner can attest to this, many years before, Malaysia in fact spearheaded the South-South cooperation movement, and South Africa was our first port of call. So on that score, there is no issue. In fact, we are very welcoming of new investments from South Africa, and your High Commissioner is spearheading that. We're very grateful to him. And we have agencies like Pernas that is also spearheading this movement. So I think, Freddie, on your question, no issue at all. We are very welcoming to good ethical investments from all over the world.
Just a quick one. As I mentioned just now, statistically, there are about 1,000 franchise businesses in Malaysia, and 60% of which are from international brand names. So if we go by the statistics, it shows that, you know, we are welcoming, and then I don't remember of any issues that, you know, the foreign brands that are operating in Malaysia. Thank you.
May I just add on that? I think the reason for my call is that in South Africa, we have a diversified society. And time and again, we see eruptions of human attacks, where some communities attack others because they are foreigners. And I think one of the issues that we have to address when we engage our members and businesses in South Africa, it will be the issue of wouldn't we be subjected to those kind of attacks, maybe in retaliation of what is happening to other parts of the country where we don't have a role in. So I was just wondering if that is one of the aspects that maybe is receiving your attention. And we have seen in South Africa in July what happened because of I would say, the class levels were in the poorest of the poor. I felt that the moment that presented itself, it was an opportunity to get access to food, and in some way also pay a revenge of being excluded from the economy. So are you having those issues in your mind that maybe you need also to assure us and our businesses and the members that despite the fact that there are this kind of events that often occur in South Africa, I mean, the xenophobic attacks, they usually occur in South Africa. And I think that might actually be an attitude that whatever happens here may not actually translate into a retaliatory conduct from Malaysia.
I think very briefly from my side, just to say that on the front of retaliation, zero chance of that happening in Malaysia. There would be no chance whatsoever of any retaliation from in a Malaysian perspective. Secondly, in terms of the possibilities of social unrest in Malaysia, also from what I've seen since I've arrived, there's zero chance of that. The last time there was any type of social unrest of that nature, I think, was back in 1969. And those issues have all largely been resolved in Malaysian society today. So I don't think those are issues you need to be concerned about at all.
Thank you. All right, so we're running a little bit late. I'm going to just allow one more question from Nilash, and then we're going to head over to chat about chatbots. and the world of, the virtual world of chatbots. So Nilesh, your question quickly.
Thank you, and it's a nice segue. But just a quick question on, I know Malaysia has a robust residency program, and then there's this residence by investment. Can you elaborate a little bit more around this residency and residence by investment if you do go into Malaysia from a franchise perspective, please?
That's a very good question, Nilesh, but I can't provide you with the details of it. But yes, we have a program where I know for a fact that we have Malaysian as a second home program where you have a lot of privileges that provided for you. We invite people to own properties in Malaysia. Of course, those are all market rate. There's no different rate for foreigners, but there's a lot of tax incentives as well if you operate in Malaysia. But I do apologize, I don't have all those details at my fingertips. But yeah.
Thank you.
I think, sorry, Nilesh, if you could maybe contact Dirk Coetzee offline, because the Malaysia My Second Home program was actually changed about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So the regulations around MM2H visas have actually now been changed. So I think Dirk can provide you with the latest regulations.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I'll do that.
Maybe we'll have a second session where we can come with all our questions and answers. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Aaron Sokra, who is part of Cocoa Hub AI. I was learning how to build chatbots online. And yes, I was trying to teach myself, and I happened to find Cocoa Hub, and I started pretty much, yes, trying to learn how to build a chatbot. And then Aaron got hold of me, and he's like, well, how are you doing? How are you finding the platform? And I thought it would be a great opportunity for us just to get a little bit of a feel of what the chatbot world is all about, moving into a world of where we're going to be more connected to the internet. Our businesses need to move into some more automation. How does that look like, and what does that world look like for us? So I'm just going to hand over to Aaron, who will share a little bit about chatbots to us.
Thank you a lot, Romani. Just a small correction. It's Soroka, not Sokra. Yeah, ID Head of Marketing for CocoaHub.ai, and let's start bot and roll, as we say. All right. So now we're going to talk about chatbots and also to see some beautiful things. Romani, I don't have I can't share because you didn't make me a co-host.
No, you should be able to share. Everyone's able to share on here.
For some reason I can't.
Okay, let me see if I can do that.
All right. The share button. Okay. All right. All right. So now I believe I can share. Just let me see now. All right, so now I'm able to do it. So let's start. Okay, so as I said, I'm Laurence Muller, Head of Marketing for CocoaHub.ai, and today we'll talk about whether or not you can build a bot and how can bots save you time and money.
Hey, Miri. What can you do for me? First of all, I'm there for your clients 24/7. I'm working all the time, collecting leads and information about your customers' needs. And I can be everywhere, on your site, on WhatsApp and on Facebook, even connected to a phone number.
Sounds great, but building a bot takes time, doesn't it?
Not really. Using Cocos, I can get your customer's name, phone and email and integrate it into your CRM or spreadsheet in a matter of minutes.
Will you be able to answer questions about my business?
Sure. I can answer every relevant question in your own tone and voice.
Wow, so what about pricing?
We have flexible pricing plans, starting from a free plan from 140 rands per month for call bots.
Perfect. So where do I sign in?
Just log in, start building, and we'll meet at your online shop.
Great. See you then.
Hey, Mary.
So, why should you have a conversational bot? First of all, a conversational bot is your brand ambassador. They have a personality, they have a name and a voice, like you saw Elizabeth just now. They can reflect your own tone and voice, your own brand's tone and voice. They communicate in a human-like way, because I've met a lot of people in my life who not even once I was asked to click on something on their body in order for them to speak, or to select for a menu of things that they should speak. So if humans don't communicate with buttons and menus, neither should bots do that, in our opinion. Bots are providing consistent answers. They don't have any bad days. They don't forget the core values that you want to emphasize. They also help you gain insights and collect data about your customers. They remember and they can reuse details to create a personalized experience for whoever your customer is. Our bots, we know that there are a lot of platforms, but our bots provide solution to the local challenges that I saw over the last networking session. First of all, they help SMBs thrive at a challenging time. Today, 41% of consumers use conversational marketing tools for purchases. We feature the world's largest library of conversational components. Those are COCOs. Little goal-oriented building blocks of a conversation that gets your users details, answers, and the questions, and asking for their preferences or the products they want. We make bots accessible for everyone, no matter how big you are. We're simplifying, even gamifying a bit the bot creation process for everybody. We meet your audience where they are. We don't force anybody to come to our platform, because our bots can be simultaneously distributed in voice and in text, in desktop and in mobile, over a broad range of communication channels. And I know that there are a lot of people that are saying that South Africa is lagging behind the rest of the world technologically. So our bots enable you to be at the forefront of the world's conversational AI technology, because we use the best languages model and conversational abilities that you can find online. Nowadays, bots have a lot of functionality in e-commerce. The average satisfaction of bot-only chats is 88%, which is higher than bots that takes you to a human agent. Basically, we also believe that bots should answer most of the questions, because every call center have these complicated issues. So imagine that you solve 80% of the cases. That's what the good chatbots do by just providing the answers online. If you need to know where on this website, or how do you do this, how do you do that, and then only the 20% of complicated issues and cases are coming to your customers, to the call centers. 67% of global consumers had an interaction with a chatbot over the last 12 months. The COVID just made it online shopping even more prevalent than it was before, and chatbots is a great way to talk with your customers that are not passive anymore. 41% of consumers use conversational marketing tool for purchases. For example, even if not purchase from the bot, the bot can help them find the right product for them, answer their questions, address their needs and concerns. 33% of consumers would like to use chatbots for reservation. If we're talking about like menus, about like restaurants, about like hotels, motels, so chatbot can also handle this one. And one of the most important things is the cost reducing, because chatbots are predicted to save businesses $8 billion by next year. Once you log into Coco Hub, this is what you will see after you building. So the entry is the beginning of the conversation. Then you will have a say, which will say, for example, welcome to FASA. I'm Frankie the bot. How can I help? Say is what the bot says. This is very simple logic of building. Then you have the navigation. Under the navigation, you know what you expect the user to say. We have over 80 intents, which are great for customer services. For example, answering questions about opening hours, about pricing and cost, about locations, about deliveries, warranties, damaged product, like how can I reach you, how can I chat with you, like more than 20 or 25 intents that are relevant for specifically for customer service, which means that each and every intent can identify if the user is speaking, for example, about opening hours. What are your opening hours? What are your operating hours? And when are you open? Are you open now? Are you open tomorrow? And then you need only to write the answer. Our stores are open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Intent is what the user is saying to the bot, as I said. We also can escalate you to a human agent. For example, here we have an intent called talk to an agent. And then you said to the user, to the customer, you can leave your details and the human agent will contact you. And then we have this one, the conversational components, the red ones. The namer, for example, is taking the customer's name. The get email is taking the customer's email. We have also more than 17 intents that can take your birthday, take your phone number, take your physical address, all in a conversational way. Nothing like phishing, nothing like taking from cookies, nothing like taking from your profile, just asking you politely or not politely, it depends on your tone and voice. For example, what is your address? What is your phone number? You can send a confirmation code to your phone if you need. And it also, each and every one of those is ready for everything. For example, if the user doesn't want to provide his email or her email, it tries to get the user to do it. If it can't do it, it can't do it, but it tries. It not only if you say no, it goes off and stops. And we have these send email input, which is sending you the details of the customers, which is great because everyone wants to know what to do with the data. So we have a lot of publishing channels. You can be simultaneously, the same bot can be on your website, on Facebook Messenger, on WhatsApp businesses, on Telegram, on video meetings, as you said, saw Elizabeth, and even on phone numbers. You can just create create the bot and connect it to a phone number. So let's say that your store runs from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and after 5 p.m. you just put the phone number of the bot and it can schedule meetings for you. It can generate leads for you even when you're not on the store. And we have a lot of integration options. Any input can be set and integrated into emails and email marketing tools, into spreadsheets, into other CRM platforms. So, since we're short on time, how do I start? So what you just need to do to try to start is just to log into cocohub.ai, to choose your bot appearance, name, and voice in the beginning. We have multiple options. We can also customize bot's appearance. It will be later, but if somebody for now, for example, wants a specific bot with a specific appearance, with a specific like a shirt or background for his or her business, we can do it also for you. These have additional costs, but this is really possible. And then when you'll be on the platform, you will just click on the brain and create new. I'll show it if you want afterwards. And then on the builder itself, you click on this sign, the plus sign, click custom. I also attached, I'll send the presentation later. So you'll be able to download like this thing that you saw earlier. In the end, it will send the email to me, but you can change the email to yours and start building. We also provide like from time to time workshops or specific webinars, hands-on workshops also for people. If you need anything, just let me know. So that's basically what we do. And I left sometimes also questions for now. Thank you. And this is my email. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I believe I'm already LinkedIn friend with some of you, but I'm here for any question you want.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. Yes, my world of black chatbots has got lots of skills to go and develop. So I try to use it on Zoom. So you can even use it on platforms like Zoom, as Aaron has shown us this morning. Mm-hmm. Has anyone got any questions for Aaron regarding chatbots, the ease of use, the applications that you can use it on?
I'd like a question. Is it easy to use? Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not the most technical person. So if I go on, is it relatively easy to set up, or do I have to have some sort of development skills to be able to do it?
There is no relevant, like, so to speak, relevance. You know what? I'll just show you how easy it is. Let's say that I want to start a new bot right now. So as you see, I'm starting, for example, let's start something new. Let's call it like SMB today. And now that, let's say that I want to create a lead generator for my chatbot, for my online store. So for example, let's see that we have like, let's say a bike store. Hey, welcome to my bike store. All right, so now I'm just going to search for the name. So I'm just clicking here. I'm clicking on name. I'm getting the get name of the bot, of the user, of course. And then I want to get the phone number. And taking the second one, it's without the code verification. And I'm connecting it from done, which means after it's got the person's name, it can go on. And then I want to get the person's email. So I'm searching for email. And I'm doing this one. And can you put your email, Mr. Van Ransburg, in your chat? So I'll maybe privately, so you will see how easy it is. So the email will be sent to your the final like output will be sent into your email. So here, let's say that I'm going here, and hey, Sir Van Rensburg, there's a new customer wants to buy at your online shop. And then I'm putting like first name. These are like the names of the variables that are collected during this conversation. So here you see the first name, the last name, for example, and user's email. No, this is not the register shot. I just need to replace this one. I have the new email component. Get email. All right, yeah. So I'm getting this one here. All right. So now, let's say that I'm starting to talk with a bot. I can also do it in voice.
Type anything to get started.
Hello. Hello.
Says you got to type.
Hey, welcome to my bike store. Hi, my name is John the bot. What is your name?
Ryan Jones.
Hello, Ryan. Is your last name Jones?
Yes, it is.
Nice to meet you, Ryan Jones. Will you give me your phone number? To make things easier for me, just start with the country code.
972.
Your country code is 972. Got it. Now, please type your number, without the country code, and without a leading zero. Just so your full phone number is plus 970. Excellent. Thank you, Ryan. That does not look like an email address.
This is my email. All right, and now, oh, I didn't put your email there, but there's no email. Okay, anyway, this is like how easy it is to build it. And then after you built it in like, you saw how much time it
Type
took us.
anything to get started.
Okay, so now let's say that you finished the bot, and now you want to connect it to your website. For example, if you have a WordPress website, we also have a WordPress plugin called CocoHub. And Nilesh, I saw that you raised your hand. I just want to like end this little demonstration. All right. Okay, it takes a bit of time because I have too many bots on my. Okay, So now we have the channels. Going to the channel, I can connect it to a phone number. Let's say that I want a phone number in South Africa. Yeah, South Africa is here. I can pick one of the bots of the numbers. Select this number, is click save, and then I can also, you can also, by the way, test your bot before it can make the bot call you. We can connect it to a Facebook Messenger, to WhatsApp. WhatsApp is for businesses. It's from $150. We have the Telegram, WordPress, embed code for your website, Twilio, etc., etc. And yeah, that's it. That's how is it to have a bot on your website.
Nilesh, you want to add something?
Yes, thank you. And I really love your platform. It looks gorgeous. Well done. Just a quick question. In South Africa, we got lots of dialects and different accents. And I think, you know, one of the biggest challenges, particularly with conversational type chatbots, is the accents. You know, how well would Cocoa Hub in fact deal with South African accents in particular, and how are you trying to improve on that?
Okay, great question, Mr. Makant. We have different ways of, we have different language models. So if we see that there's a big demand in South Africa, we can, and if we see that the current models doesn't catch the South African accent, we can also use like more local models to make it better for you. But right now, our models is, we tried it with people with, like, you know, different accents over America, over the United States, over the UK, over even India, Australia, and it caught most of the things most of the time. This is for of course relevant for phone or for you know, video bots, because for text it's the same English afterward. But you can try it, you can see it. If you see that it doesn't catch something, we can try to search for something that is better suited for a certain accent. And but most of the time we see like 99 to 98% of you know, being exact on the thing that you wanted to say. And if the bot couldn't catch this, you can say we have something like called anything else, which is like a fallback. Like a fallback is a trampoline that takes you back to the conversation and say, okay, I couldn't understand it, but let's try asking it in a different way. I can help you with questions about A, B, and C. So maybe ask something along these lines.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That was a great question, because I have noticed that some of these things have got very Americanized voices, you know, and I was trying to do something the other day and I'm thinking, okay, this doesn't sound very South African. I'm going to contact the AI people and make them, because apparently AI can now copy your voice. So I was like, okay, let's get a bunch of South Africans in. So maybe Aaron will, now that we have direct connection, we can get him to sound our voices so that they can get our accents for the South African market, because we do have we have so many different accents in our country. It's very, very true.
Yeah, I just said that we have a lot of new voices coming in. So we will have like right now it speaks English US, but we also have English UK, English Australia, English India, and English Wales. So I believe that if there is a poly voice of English South Africa, we can also do it with this one. We'll see if there's I believe that you can just start trying what you can get in the current models. And if you can't catch it, we'll definitely up for helping with this one also.
It will be interesting to see if you can get English of Nigeria.
Yeah, I think that there was somebody that said once that you know, the United States and the United Kingdom are one country that the language separates them. So yeah, but there are a lot of even, you know, in the United States you can find like different accents when you ride 300 miles or kilometers. So you know, I believe that, you know, written wise, this is like mainly the same English. Like, you know, you have like neighborhood with you, neighborhood without you, colors, etc. But the language models are supposed to get most of the answers clear. And if you find something that is not working, just let me know. I'll just say that we have, as I said in the beginning, we have different use cases in different verticals. We're huge in the education vertical. For example, we have some cooperations with the Ministry of Education in Israel and with a big university in the United States, a collaboration that I'm very proud of and I hope to announce very soon. Also, we help solar energies in the United States and clinics in New Zealand, and we have nice projects in Europe also. So we're not big as a company. They have like 12 constant people, but we're very agile and we can, address different needs if needed. So I'll be happy to help whatever he wants.
Thank you.
Can I come in?
Go for it.
Yes. I know Nesh might have asked about the accent. I was just wondering if this is something Iran that can be translated into native languages, because there in South Africa's various language groups. Thank you.
That's a great question. Our platform supports around 125 languages textually, and around 20 or 25 main languages of Italian, Russian, French, Chinese, Spanish, vocally, not in the same level as English, but the models are there. For native languages, I'm not sure which one of them, but you can try. I'll just show you that you can create, just go to the builder. For example, let's see. Let's go here. For example, we have also support in Hebrew for textual. So, for example, what you need to do, if we do support the native languages, I don't know, let's say that imagine that this is in a native language, and the navigation, all you need to do is to have an intent, to create an intent. For example, if you want to say yes, by the way, you can scroll the intents and see a lot of things here. Let's say that you want to create yes in one native language. So let's call it yes ZA. And then you put like different ways of saying yes in this native language. For example, let's say this yes, yeah, etc. So you can write all the different ways of saying yes in this language. And if you see that it doesn't support the specific language, just let us know and we'll see if we can add it.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, Miran.
Yeah, Nilesh, I think that Nilesh had another question. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a question necessarily, it's a comment. And what's really nice about these low-code platforms is that, what we've been doing is taking the English bot, and then we've just superseding that with Sesotho as an example. So what we're busy doing and we're looking for funding for is really trying to take all the English language, translating it into Sesotho, and then the questions are asked is in Sesotho, right? Even though it's not natural language, but it's still a different language bot, and we would like to do that with more. So it is possible to do just by entering your flow in a language of your choice.
Yeah, I believe that if again, I don't know if you support Sesotho, but you can try to write and see if it works, and if it's not and you need it for something, just let me know and I'll see what we can do in this regard.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So thank you everyone for your time. It's very easy to get hold of Eran. You can get hold of Eran on LinkedIn. He connected with me. That's what I love about the global and virtual world. We get to learn so much from each other. It's kind of like the big world out there is strung into this world. So I just want to thank you very much. Thank you to all our guests, to Dirk, the High Commission of South Africa, Dave Malcolm, and yes, to Hilal. Thank you, everyone. If there's any final questions anyone has to ask, please ask away, but we will close the meeting now. So thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. Remember to book in your diaries the 8th of October. Is it the 8th or 7th? 7th of October, I think it is. Thank you. 7th, which is a Thursday. We'll meet again. Please invite your colleagues and your people who you think might benefit from networking in this world. So thank you everyone for your time.
just last thing, I will send you, Romani, the presentation, so you'll be able to distribute it to this beautiful crowd. And also, as I said, you can find me on LinkedIn, and you can find me on email and everything else.
Thank you. Yes, because that you can bring in a whole conversation. That's what I've learned with playing with the Cocoa Hub. You can actually bring in their whole conversations, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just tailor it according to your needs and stuff. So I think you said you're going to send us an example. I like that one. And I like the fact that it can schedule meetings for you. I'm going to have to figure that one out. I like that idea.
Yeah, it can. It really can. We just putting the finishing touches on the new meeting scheduler, which you will connect to your Google Calendar, by the way. So you can just give it the permissions, and it will schedule a meeting for you. You can put it on the phone, on the web messenger.
Excellent. Excellent. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for this morning. I'm going to go and have some breakfast now. I don't know what you do.
Romani?
Yes.
Can we stay a minute after everyone has logged out?
Sure.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Are they muted?